Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Mod Squad Horror Show. I'm your host, Harley, as always, joined by the wonderful Brandon. We also have the fabulous Felix joining us. Okay, guys, let's start our show off with our sponsors. We have Skullectomy by Jolt 7 Studios and Straka Art. We don't have those QR codes. Felix will insert them here.
That was them. This is now.
Okay, and we also have shirts and beanies. Here are our beanies, guys. And this is our shirt of the month.
Aw, I still can't
It's
do
our
that hand thing.
the heart.
You can't do
I don't know.
this.
Okay, guys, we are going to go on to our
I
first
can do this.
trailer. It is Late Night with the Dead. Here we go.
This movie looks
Why is
bitchin'.
At first, I thought it was Richard Rodriguez, Richard the Night Stalker, based on the
On
Night Stalker,
Halloween night,
but it's something different.
1977,
Richard Ramirez.
America gathered
Yeah,
around
Ramirez.
for a live TV event that shocked a nation. What happened
I love Shudder.
was real.
They put out some good
Yeah.
What
shit.
you are about to see is the recently discovered master tape of what went to air that night.
Yeah. Can't wait for this.
And I don't know dude's name, but I love him. I love
Yeah.
everything he's in. He's a
Yeah.
great character.
kind of made me jump.
Here's Mr. Mitch Jack
Late night with the devil.
Yeah. I love that 70s horror feel it's got. That looks like it's going to be fun. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I am. Like I said, I love the actor. He's a great character actor, and I like trailers like this. They don't give you the whole movie. You don't even know what it's about at this point. You just know something happens.
It kind of made me
Yeah.
jump. So that's always a good thing when
Yep.
horror movies make you jump because there's not very many of them nowadays that do that. Like they're all cheesy or
Yeah.
very good.
Unfortunately, after watching horror for, the last 35 years, kind of
Yep.
become desensitized to a lot of stuff. So it takes a really good one kind of creep me out.
Oh, here we go. Let's move on to our horror news. We have some good stories for you guys today.
But do we really?
Yes, we do. From Deadline, David Gordon Green exits the Exorcist sequel. The search is on for a new director. That's kind of sad because of the fact that The Last Exorcist wasn't that bad.
Not good either, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that one scene and it was really good.
I I
That
liked it.
end
I
was
w-
just so goofy. It was so hokey. I did not enjoy the end of that movie at all.
the
There wasn't enough,
exorcisms or like the tail end at what
like
happened.
all the exorcisms, like all the bright colors, and that was not a scary Exorcist movie at all. It wasn't. And the
I mean,
amount
I
of
don't.
money that they spent on that franchise,
That's
they should
true.
be ashamed of what they put out. I
It's
was not.
really hard to top like the original Exorcist because that was for it being as old
Well, you don't even.
as it is,
Yeah.
and they didn't put as much money into it as they did, and it
Yeah.
was better.
But that's the thing is they don't have to top the. You're not going to. You're not going to top The Exorcist. You don't need to try and top The
Arguably
Exorcist.
the
Just
big
try and make a
horse.
good movie.
Yeah. Honestly, though, dude, I see what you're saying, and I'm not saying this is what happened because I don't know. I didn't read into it. But what if that's how those different religions do exorcisms and they're being true to form? I mean, that's something that Gordon Green would
Yeah,
do is
it just
research
came
all the
off as
different ones.
yeah, it just kind of really came off as like a hokey Avengers type scenario where they all came together
Yeah,
to fight evil, and yeah, it didn't click for me, and clearly it didn't click for a lot
Power
of
and
people because
Rangers,
that movie
power
did
up.
not do well at all. Yeah,
do you think he quit or they asked him to quit because of it?
I
'Cause
mean,
it
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have gone either way. I don't think he was probably happy with the way it was received,
turned out, yeah,
and maybe he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do something else. Because he did that off of the back of the last Halloween movie,
yeah,
which also wasn't well received. So, dude's got like two strikes against him
in a
back to
row,
back,
yeah.
and that kind of sucks. So, he's probably like, all right, it's time to go
Different
find something else
franchise
to
other
do.
than
Missed that
horror
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
because
He,
horror isn't working for me.
yeah, he needs to like go do a Fast and the Furious movie or something and wash that taste out of his mouth, you know?
Like James Wan did with Fast
Yeah,
Seven or Furious Seven.
ex- exactly.
Arguably the best after Fast Five.
Yeah,
Oh my. Okay. From Joe Blow, Prey director Dan Trenchenberg
Trachtenberg.
Take it.
is back on the hunt with a new Predator movie titled Badlands. Look at that picture. That picture is really awesome right there they put for the article.
That's the Predator from Prey, isn't it? When he has his mask off. Yeah, I loved Prey, and I hope they continue to do like more standalone Predator movies like this, and just make a badass Predator movie. It's like like they screwed up the last couple before with trying to like build on the universe, and it just started to get really convoluted, and that's not what people want or need. We just need Predator taking out a bunch of freaking
Yeah.
bad
Like we
guys,
were
or
talking,
going toe to toe with that warrior chick in The Last Man. That was a badass movie. So
well, going off of that, they are planning. It's in talks, though, and there's not nothing on paper yet. Doing a sequel with her for Prey
hmm
2.
she was
Uh,
great.
I know the way they're going to do it, and I'm just spitballing here, is the spouse of that predator or the family or something are going to come looking for him, and it's going to be more predators. So they're probably going to name it Praise with an S at the end. Alien fans know what I'm talking about, and she's going to have to take out a handful of them. I hope they go that route, but that's just me. But on the Badlands, yeah, like we were talking in prep, I love that idea because it's just we one-off stories. They
Yeah,
don't need to be connected. They don't need the
yeah,
same, Arnold in all of the movies are mentioned or whatever. No,
right.
they're different things happening
Different,
everywhere. So
yeah, time periods, like because they've been doing this for
even time
you know
periods, yeah,
thousands of years. A lot of people are are pushing for like a feudal Japan, set Predator movie, which would be totally badass. Medieval setting. You could literally do it at any point in history, and it would be something completely different. What people want. We want something
yeah.
different. I think moviegoers are just tired of the same thing rehashed over and over and over again. That's why a lot of these remakes and stuff aren't doing very well.
Comicbook.com. Saw 11 brings back familiar directors new installment.
Saw 10, Saw X. I really enjoyed that one. And that
Saw
was the
yet.
other thing is too is because it kind of felt like its own standalone Saw movie, which was cool. We haven't seen one of those since like the first one, so
Yeah.
that was neat.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm just gonna give it a go. So it's Kevin Gurnith, I think.
Hmm.
But he's been the editor since Saw 2. So he knows how to make a Saw film. Like literally the editor, and that's the best part, especially the ending when everything
Yeah,
comes together. He directed 6, which is one of the fans' favorite movies. I think it's okay. I don't know why it gets the praise it does. It's good, but he was held for that movie because it's was really good in the fans' eyes. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, being the editor through all, one of the best Saw films, other than the first three. I'm excited for this. Going off, springboarding off the last one. I'm
Hmm.
excited for this. And honestly, can't believe I'm saying this, but I want to see Hoffman back. I want to see him back, just personally.
Yeah.
Blow, Texas Chainsaw Legacy. Leatherface raids a gated community in the new sequel.
I I really enjoyed the newer uh, Texas Chainsaw movie a lot more than I expected to. I
Yeah,
hated most of the characters,
yeah. The
which
whole
was
kids
why
buying the town and all that.
I
Yeah,
absolutely hated it. I hate friggin' sorry to any Gen Zers out there or whatever, but I can't stand you. And
same.
I have two of them. I have two of them of my own, so I can say that. I don't care. Um, and that's why I think I liked it so much was because Leatherface was
Tearing up some
insane in
pools,
that,
man.
and
Yeah,
he ripped through that entire bus of insufferable assholes,
dude,
and
who
it was
played
so
him?
good. It
Who
was so
played him in
good.
that one? Because
Um,
I really liked them in
I
this,
don't
and like you said,
remember.
as he killed them, you were just like going for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we've always kind of rooted for
Yeah,
Leatherface. Most horror movies you're rooting for the killer, but so much more so in this one just because and I didn't by the end of the movie, the chick that survived, I did start to like her a little bit
yeah, a
more
little bit,
towards
just
the
a
end
little bit, but yeah,
because of everything she went through, she had that survivor mentality by the end of it
yeah.
that you kind of start to appreciate it. Um, but man,
So is
that was
this
a
one going
bloody
to be a
fun movie.
standalone? Did it say, or is it going to be a sequel? It could be a
I don't know.
sequel in a different spot instead. To be
Mark
Leatherface
Burnham
looking for a
Mark
home.
Burnham played Leatherface.
That's what's up. I hope he's back.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
guy behind a mask and this and that. No, it's just he played it good. You could tell he was like trying to put a stamp on it, and he did. If you ask me,
right. Yeah.
From Bloody Disgusting Sting. New image teases arachnophobia included horror featuring
I didn't even see the
practical
spider till
spider
right now.
vet. Spider is
So
just hanging there. Oh,
check it out.
hell no.
Yeah.
Practical effects. That means real spiders doing their thing, man. That is as soon as I read that, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be like either real spiders or, like
The
maybe
mechanical ones.
some mechanical or puppetry type spiders, but yeah, I'm all about that. I can't wait.
I should take my son to this movie just to torture him because he hates spiders.
do it. And speaking of, spiders, arachnophobia, not that, but eight-legged freaks, they blew up. If you're from Glendale, Arizona, they blew up Valley West Mall for eight-legged freaks.
I loved Eight-Legged Freaks when I was a kid. I was like a teenager when that movie came
Yeah.
out.
No,
That
but the
it's
mall
so
that
fun.
we all hung out at in Glendale,
Yeah,
and it had, we went to the dollar movies there. They had great games. This is
yeah,
where that was where we
and they
went and
blew
played
it up.
arcade games, and they blew it up at the end of Eight-Legged Freaks. I'll always
That
remember that.
sucks.
Like,
That
no,
sucks.
I,
That's
uh,
a fun
that's
movie though.
actually the mall where I walked out of the Adam Sandler movie, and I never liked an Adam Sandler movie since. That's I met my best friend there because my uh, significant other at the time, her best friend was dating him, and we're still best friends to this day.
Yeah,
That mall has a lot of memories, so blowing it
yeah,
up for a movie, especially Eight-Legged
yeah.
Freaks. I
I
love
know,
David
but man,
Arquette, but
it's Scarlett Johansson. God, I fell in love with her in that movie.
oh she oh I forgot
Yeah,
about that. That raises it a little bit
yeah,
more, but still.
yeah. The
Brandon's
mom
Okay.
like,
was hot.
yeah.
The mom was hot too. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our second trailer, guys.
Oh, I forgot.
So
I like how they start like that. Like, remember what you saw? Well, this is how it
Hmm.
started. I mean, come on, Lupita Nyong'o. She's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
I love her.
Oh shit.
I bet you anything the beginning of the part two is what made them make this again, just because of the them first landing, getting here, and people figuring out how to beat them and so forth. Hey, they're in a plane. I just noticed that. That's crazy. Someone didn't like this. I think it was Kevin. I remember one of us was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe Steve." I
Yeah,
forget, but
Jaimon Hunsu is in it, and yeah, Lupita. God, I love her.
yeah.
She's like becoming like such a freaking genre like scream queen of her own. Like do Us and she's in that movie Little Monsters. Um, she's a freaking badass. I love her.
I mean, she even
Black
does
Panther, of course.
geek. She does geek stuff too. I mean, she was in Wakanda Forever.
That's what I say.
Something.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah, she's freaking gorgeous. I love her. Yeah, that looks like a
Okay.
fun one.
Time for some urban legends and ghost stories.
Ooh.
Okay, so it is my time to do it this week. I'm doing it on Ohio's Moonville's haunted tunnel.
What she
Um,
say?
oh, Ohio Moonville's oldest haunting is by an engineer who was killed when the dispatch failed to warn him of an oncoming train, and the two collided. His ghost was seen during the late 1800s and still is happened upon today. Relman hated taking the route near the tunnel as a a robed figure with a lantern would float among the ridge and in front of an oncoming trains, knowing it was the ghost of the engineer. There's also a lavender lady who smells like lavender that's at the end of the tunnel, and it's believed to be
I
Mary
wonder how she
Shea,
got her name.
who was accidentally killed by a train when she was walking the tracks. And there's a drunk brakeman who fell asleep along the rails who also haunts the tracks. And
So
I've
was
got
there
some
something
pictures.
there on those specific tracks then that's making all those people die there?
Um, a lot of people not paying attention and they're dying because they're falling asleep or they're trying to cross the railroad tracks and their spirits are left there.
The railroad was built on an Indian burial ground, and
Probably. Or
that's
was
really
it?
that a whole bunch of
Well,
Chinese railroad workers died when they were building
That
the
actually looks like
train
it's been in the
track.
movie. I've seen that somewhere before.
well, they have
It's
turned
creepy
it to
looking.
where it's no longer a railroad.
Right.
I was gonna say there's no tracks there.
They have covered it over because of the fact that there's been so many deaths on
You
the
know what?
tracks.
I'm gonna do this
Yeah,
next. I'm doing the urban legend next week because I don't know where it's at, but there's this. It's higher, but there's this a bridge where they say dogs just jump to their death. If you're walking your dog up there, whatever, they don't have a leash, they'll just jump off that bridge.
Oh wow.
But
it's
just
fucking
I'll
dumb.
get into it more next week. Okay, I won't do it next week then.
No, I'm just saying, fucking dumbass dogs.
Yeah. Okay, time for some horror rewind. This is Brandon, and we will switch screens so he could tell you about his trailer after I remove. Okay, Brandon, you want to tell us about your horror rewind?
One second. So Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, came out in 1986, and it's got Michael Rooker, a younger Michael Rooker,
Oh
in the lead
shit,
role as Henry. Uh,
Merle.
this is it. This is a dark, grimy, really uncomfortable horror movie. It's not for the average horror moviegoer. Probably it's ranked up there on most lists, like in the top 20 horror movies. It's on the top 100 horror movies of all time list. The poster that we've been watching and scratching off. And we just watched it recently. I remember watching it years ago, and it is a very unsettling movie, to say the
What's
least.
this?
So,
What's it called
uh,
again? You said.
Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Right. It sounds familiar.
Okay, and we got that trailer for you guys. Here you go.
Yeah, we did.
Otis, plug it in.
Did you really kill your mama?
What?
Did you really kill your mama?
I guess I did.
This seems like it'd be my type of movie.
She must have treated
It
you
is.
real bad.
It's a really good movie, but it's
She's a whore.
fucked up on shit.
You used to dance naked?
Sure.
Fiscal
That's
Meat
what everybody
Group,
said.
2 thumbs up. Yeah, they gave this one 2 thumbs up.
Never.
You telling me you never killed anybody before?
I ain't saying that.
Open your eyes, Otis. Look at the world. It's either you or them. You know what I mean. Don't do that, Otis. She's your sister.
I feel like I know you. Like I've known you for a long time. I feel like I've known you forever and ever.
Does she look like a young Helen Hunt?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like the
See
blood
that?
droppings from a deer you shot. And all they gotta do is follow those droppings, and pretty soon they're gonna find that deer.
I ain't interrupting that, man.
Oh, the title sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever
I
seen
want
it.
to see it again.
I might have to check this one out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like,
I mean, I definitely,
What was it
recommend
called
this one
again?
to Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. This is one that I definitely recommend to people that love horror. And I mean, it might not be for everyone, but it is, like I said, it's a really grimy, uncomfortable 80s horror movie that, there's really no redeeming qualities to these characters, which is what you should expect from a movie about a serial killer. He's
yeah,
not your he's not Dexter. He's not an anti-hero. He is not a good guy. So but it's a really really good movie. It's pretty
Gonna
intense.
have to check that out. I like movies like horror movies about serial killers and
Yeah, and we know what you
oh,
think.
and it's not
yeah.
based off of nothing, is it?
Uh-uh.
Okay, time for some horror movie trivia. Okay, Brandon, you're gonna start. Okay, what was the first horror movie to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards?
Oh, I know this one. I'm trying to think. Best Picture, first horror movie. Was it Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, it was.
Mm, yeah.
Okay,
Hello,
Felix.
Clarice.
Which horror movie monster became an LGBTQ icon thanks to fans across the internet?
I know this
Well,
one,
well,
and
one more time.
I don't understand why. I've never understood why.
Do
One
you
more
want me to
time.
reread it?
Yeah, just the
Which
beginning of
horror
it.
movie monster became an LGBTQ icon thanks to fans across the internet?
And Brandon, you say you know. I like to call a friend.
Well, I don't know
Let me
what friend
guess.
you'd call.
Hold on. Is it a slasher?
I don't think so.
No, it's not a slasher. It's within the last fairly recent. I want to say within the last 10 years,
I will go.
and it's
Thing is,
probably not one you'll think of because I've heard this, and I know what it is, and I've heard this said before, and I've seen the movie a couple of times, and I couldn't tell you why that this is. It's just something that just
I'm gonna pass and
is.
let Brandon guess because he seems to know it.
It's the Babadook, right? The Babadook?
Yes,
The Babadook.
Yeah, the Babadook.
exactly.
I have no idea why
Two
that
for
this
two.
character has become an
I
icon.
don't understand either. I found a new listing, like a new horror movie
Maybe I think.
trivia. So, and those two were on there, and I was like, those are pretty good ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, that does it for this episode of the Mod Horror Show. Guys, go check out our community. We have a lot of fun and games in that community. Go at us if you haven't added us yet. Also, go check out Back to the Retro Review, the Daily Dank, the last podcast you want, and all of our other shows you're watching the horror show. Go check out the movie show and the gaming show, and we go live every Saturday night with the giveaway. For Brandon, Felix, myself, and the entire Mod Squad, see you in your nightmares.
See ya.
Adios.